Hey up everyone, back again. Just wanted to post a quick comparison video between the LG G2 and the Galaxy S5. Both flagships in their own respects, but it's interesting to see how the last year's flagship from LG measures up against this year's flagship from Samsung. Right off the bat, you can see that there's differences in the design language, with the LG G2 being made primarily of plastic with a slight metal banding around the sides. It also has the buttons on the back, unlike the Galaxy S5, which allow for you to go straight into the camera while holding down the volume down button. Also the bezel size is very small on the device, which helps obviously keep the form quite compact while maximizing the screen real estate. So it feels solid in the hand, there's no creakiness or anything. It does take some thumb stretching to get around it, but it's in general quite a nice build quality. Whereas the Samsung comes with kind of like a metallic rim around it, which is more prominent than the G2. It also has a textured back to it, which is slightly more premium than previous iterations of the back covers. It has the buttons on the side, unlike the G2, so more conventional in that respect. It also has a flap for the charging port, which is basically allows it to be fully IP67 certified, resistant up to 1 meter and 30 minutes in water. The back is also removable, which allows you to swap out the battery and put a micro SD card in, unlike the LG G2. So they both feel quite hefty in the hand, but I think that the Samsung is a bit bigger and a little bit more thumb stretching will be required to get around the screen. The bezels on the Samsung seem to be a little bit bigger as well, which I've noticed, which you'd think that Samsung would have copied LG in maximizing the screen real estate, but I think LG was ahead of the game there a bit. In regards to the actual screen qualities, both actually using a different screen technology. The LG G2 uses LCD, true IPS display, which is a full HD screen with a 424 ppi pixel density and Gorilla Glass 2. It offers very good color reproduction head-on and very nice and visible outdoors. However, it does wash out a little bit when looking at it from the sides, which is similar to the Nexus 5. The Samsung Galaxy S5 offers a full HD Super AMOLED display, and that is at 432 ppi, protected by Gorilla Glass 3. I have to say that the display on this is very vibrant and bright. You get decent viewing angles from whichever view that you look at it. There's no discoloration whatsoever. Viewing brightness outside is quite good as well. Probably not as good as the LG G2, but that's just a weakness of AMOLED screens. But the contrast ratios are much higher than the G2, so it just depends on whether you prefer LCD versus AMOLED. Both screen types have their supporters and pros and cons. Personally, I like the AMOLED screens, but I don't think you can go wrong with either of them. In regards to performance, they're both running quad-core processors. The processor on the S5, however, is a bit newer, and it runs Snapdragon 801 as opposed to the Snapdragon 800 on the LG G2. Day-to-day running of them, you won't find any lag whatsoever. They both have 2 gigs of RAM. I can just show you some quick benchmarks, see how they stack up against each other. First we'll start with quadrant. I expect the Galaxy S5 to power through this and be a lot ahead of the LG G2. And as I can see, the LG G2 is lagging behind a little bit. Let's have a look at what they score. So LG G2 posts a respectable amount of 19313, whereas the S5 is at 24121, which is quite predictable. But I think as long as you don't read into benchmarks too much, you're not going to really find any difference in terms of opening up real world things such as maps, which both open up very quickly. Show you. It's taking a bit longer to load the maps on the LG G2. That could be because some of them are already cached on the Galaxy S5 from our previous reviews, but I think you can see that in general they offer comparable performance when zooming in. There's very little lag or anything. It's very difficult to ascertain a difference in speed between them. In regards to web browsing, they both are very quick at loading the pages, and there's very little lag between them. Daily Mail. Well, that's interesting. It seems that the LG G2 loads the page a bit faster, but that could be just my internet connection. Could be a stronger Wi-Fi module maybe on the LG G2, but yeah, there's as you can see, very smooth performance when zooming in. Absolutely no difference whatsoever. And then you've got quick comparison on GPS tests. See how the GPS performs on both devices. So it looks like the Samsung S5 does better in regards to getting GPS satellites and is more accurate, which isn't surprising really, considering the new chipset. Speed test. Both connected to the same Wi-Fi. See how they pull down data. My connection seems to be awfully slow at the moment. It should be about 10 megabytes. Probably going to have to speak to Sky about that. But it seems that the LG G2 has a lower ping, but the Galaxy S5 manages to download a bit quicker and upload quite a lot quicker as well. It has to be said that the download boost is not actually running at the moment because I can't get 4G in my house, but as you can see, it's still quite even between the two. Let's do it again one more time. Looks like the S5 is going to take it again. This time the result seems to be a bit clearer. Again, a lot better on upload. Not sure about that high ping though. Definitely have to speak to Sky about that. But as you can see, the Samsung seems to pull the data and have a stronger Wi-Fi module than the LG G2. So I think but in real term performance, the average user is not going to notice a difference there. But yeah, I think they're both very capable devices, but the S5 does edge it out a bit in certain areas. In regards to the software, the LG G2 is running KitKat with the latest software from its development company, which does the LG overlay. Some people don't like it at all and think that it ruins the device, but personally I think it's quite easy to use and doesn't really differ from TouchWiz that much on the S4. It has a lot of different features as well, such as the ability to turn it off and back on again quite quickly, like that. It has Q-slide applications which can be put onto the screen and moved around, which is quite handy as well. It's got your smart stay as well, kind of like the Samsung devices and other things that you might not use. Quite a lot of LG bloatware as well. But in general, I think that the software is quite pleasant. It's not going to really detract from the experience. The software on the Samsung, however, has gone through a bit of a change. It's now got a different settings panel, which is much more colourful and vibrant, and I think is better laid out than the previous incarnations of TouchWiz. It also has quite a few new features, such as a download booster, which can combine your 4G connection and Wi-Fi connection for much faster downloads. It also has ultra power saving mode, which basically dims the screen and makes it black and white, as well as switches off any connections you may be using, so that you can get the absolute most out of it. It's actually got two power saving profiles, a normal one and the very brutal one, but I think that you're not going to have to use those anyway because the battery life's very good on the device. The Android version on the S5 is the latest as well, so no issues there. So the software on both of them are very decent, not going to have any problems with that. It might take some getting used to if you're coming from iOS or something like that, but I think they're very powerful in terms of what they can do. In regards to the cameras, the camera on the LG G2 is a 13 megapixel camera, whereas one in the S5 is a 16 megapixel camera. The 16 megapixel camera is an ISO cell camera, so it supports Ultra HD straight off the bat, video stabilization. I think it supports optical image stabilization as well. But in fact, I'm not sure about that. I'll probably check that, but I definitely know the LG G2 supports it, and is also a 30 megapixel camera, and also has recently had the ability to now shoot in Ultra HD, which is quite good because it didn't have that on earlier software versions. So like the S5, it has a whole load of options, such as your white balance, shutter sounds, focus, and color effects, etc. I think they're very comparable really in terms of what you can do with them. Even the modes are very similar as well, just laid out a bit differently. I think that both of them will give you very good quality camera shots, but the S5 is probably a little bit more detailed, especially when you're zooming in on pictures. That's probably due to the 16 megapixel camera. Yeah, they're both very good snappers. In regards to the speakers, both have decent sounding speakers. The LG G2s are on the bottom of the device, which is a more logical place to put them, whereas the Samsung has them on the back, which does sound quite loud. I've got a little demonstration here just to show you. First on the G2. So quite loud there, and the sound really does hit you. So I think there's not really much difference in terms of the sound output. They both sound quite loud, but a little bit tinny at the same time. But they obviously don't come anywhere near the HTC One. But I don't think you're going to be disappointed from the sound output. Calls sound quite clear through the speakerphone as well, on both of them. I think there's a little bit more static in the background on the LG G2. But that could be because of probably a hardware issue on my model. Yeah, I think that speakerphone and microphone on both of them are very good. They sound good through headphones as well. The Samsung has slightly more equalizer options, such as the ability to slow down the song. The LG G2 is a bit more basic on its music abilities, but that's I think going to get the job done on both of them. Obviously on the Samsung you've got a slightly bit more flexibility in that you can extend the storage to whatever you want through a micro SD. You can take the back cover off and replace the battery as well, unlike the LG G2 where it's fixed in place. But they both have very high capacity batteries, so you're not going to worry about battery life with either of them. The Galaxy S5 probably has a slightly better battery life, but that's probably because of the newer processor and slightly larger capacity. In fact, the capacity on the LG G2 is slightly larger, but I think that it's just the processor which is making it slightly more efficient. So yeah, they're both excellent Android devices. The G2 is probably half the price of the S5 and offers very similar specs across the board, but if you're looking for the absolute best, then the S5 is definitely a worthy purchase. So yeah, this has been a review, or a comparison review between the LG G2 and the Samsung Galaxy S5. If you liked it, please subscribe and like the video. Cheers!